Throughout the series of Ninjago, we've seen many cool powers being used by the ninja and villains alike. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking what are, in my opinion, the top 10 most powerful abilities throughout the show of Ninjago. Starting off with number 10, at this spot, I have Air Jitsu. Now, Air Jitsu on its own isn't all that powerful in my opinion. It just basically allows you to fly from a place to another place, but I can't deny it is very useful and has a lot of practical applications. It is also kind of related to Spinjitzu, so that does give it some extra power, which is why I'm going to be putting it here at this spot. Going into number 9, we have actual base form Spinjitzu. And base form Spinjitzu is really powerful on its own. We've seen how quickly the ninja can defeat other opponents just using this base form Spinjitzu. And I think being one of the key martial arts behind the whole Ninjago series, I definitely couldn't not put Spinjitzu on the list. That being said, I don't think it's as powerful as some other upgraded forms that we'll be seeing later on. Moving on to number 8, we have one of said upgraded forms. We have Object Spinjitzu. Now, Object Spinjitzu really haven't seen much in Ninjago, apart from like a couple of scenes with Eren, but from what we've seen, it does seem really powerful. I mean, Eren took down a whole ship with just a plate. Now that has to be crazy powerful. Again, we haven't seen it much. It could have some other uses that I'm not fully aware of, but that being said, what we have seen so far, this thing can be used in some really powerful ways, and that's why I'm putting it just slightly ahead of the original Spinjitzu. Moving into number 7, we have another upgraded form of Spinjitzu. This time it's Forbidden Spinjitzu, and Forbidden Spinjitzu is essentially just Spinjitzu but more powerful. We've seen how easily masters with the scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu can defeat masters who just have regular Spinjitzu, so it is quite a bit more powerful than regular Spinjitzu. That being said, it is very similar to regular Spinjitzu, just more powerful, which is why I couldn't put it too much ahead of the original Spinjitzu. Moving on to number 6, we have another super cool upgraded version of Spinjitzu. This time it's Spinjitzu Burst. This can only be accessed by elemental masters who are in their element, like Cole was in Master of the Mountain, and this basically just creates a super huge Spinjitzu tornado, and this is, I think in my opinion, quite a bit more powerful than all the other Spinjitzus that we've seen. For one, it's just a lot bigger, and it definitely packs a bigger punch, which is why I think it is more powerful. Next up at number 5, we have not exactly a form of Spinjitzu, but more like a corrupted form of Spinjitzu. Of course, I'm talking about Shatter Spin. Shatter Spin is one of the most cool abilities that we've seen in Dragon's Rising. It basically lets you do this red corrupted form of Spinjitzu that is just way more powerful than any other form of Spinjitzu that we've seen. It focuses solely on strength, which is what allows Shatter Spin to deliver such brutal strikes, which is also why it's here in the top 5. Moving on to number 4, as the counter to Shatter Spin, in fact, we have Rising Dragon technique. While Shatter Spin focuses solely on strength, Rising Dragon requires you to fit into the motions of the universe to make this dragon avatar come out, and this dragon avatar basically allows the master to fly around and deliver powerful strikes similar to Shatter Spin, but just way more powerful than Shatter Spin in my opinion, because of the times that we've seen Shatter Spin go up against Rising Dragon technique, Rising Dragon has almost always won, which is why I'm putting it ahead of Shatter Spin. Moving on to number 3, we have one of the most iconic powers, that being the Tornado of Creation. This can only happen when a bunch of elemental masters do Spinjitzu together, and in a nutshell, this power allows you to create pretty much anything, which I don't think I need to really tell how powerful that is. We've seen the ninja destroy all of the Oni with the Tornado of Creation. We've seen them make the Ultrasonic Raider. This power is just super powerful, and I really hope we see it again in Dragon's Rising. Moving on to number 2, we have the main power behind all of Ninjago, that of course being elemental powers. Now there are many elemental powers, and some of them are pretty weak in my opinion, but some of them, especially the 4 main elemental powers, are some of the most powerful powers that we've seen all throughout Ninjago. Like, just having an elemental power gives you an automatic edge over almost any other opponent. Another plus for elemental powers is that they can allow you to master a bunch of other techniques we've seen on this list, like Spinjitzu Burst, or Rising Dragon, or even Tornado of Creation. So elemental powers, they are the main power behind the entire Ninjago show, so of course it's no surprise that this is one of the most powerful powers in the entire show. Finally, At number 1, in my opinion, the most OP power Ninjago has to offer, these are the elemental essences. Now, elemental essences are pretty similar to elemental powers, except that they don't actually have an element, and instead are more loosely defined as the leftover power of the first Spinjitzu master. Some examples being Master Wu's power of creation, which is actually an elemental essence. Same with the Overlord's power of darkness. Same with Garmadon's power of destruction. Similar to the Oni power of darkness as well, and Lloyd's golden power that he unlocked in season 2. So yeah, this power is just leagues above anything else that we've ever seen in Ninjago, so it's no shock that this is number 1 on my list. Of course, I have to give an honorable mention to Source Dragon power, because the way Dragon's Rising is going, this could be the most powerful power, but we haven't really seen it being used so far, so I can't really put it on this list. So that's gonna do it for my list. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and other than that, I'll see you in the next one.